Hello everyone, welcome to Cellopedia. This is Maxim. Today we will work on a very important skill, how to make good sound when you move from one string to another. We will work on few simple exercises, and after that we will play a real piece of music where we will apply all our skills. To get most benefits from this lesson, feel free to download this music. There is a link in the description. Let's play. In order to learn the best, let's observe what can go wrong. I will play for you just a few notes and let's see if you could spot a problem here. Why did it sound so unclear and scratchy? Let's change just one thing and see if that will make a difference. I'm sure you noticed the difference. Let's play a few exercises together so you can play with much better sound too. We will play just two different notes, two open strings, D and A. And we will be switching from one string to another, back and forth. Now, make sure that when you prepare, you choose the best angle. And the best angle between the bow and the string is when you start moving the bow and bow stays on the same spot between the bridge and the fingerboard. It will look like this. You might want to do it a few times and then you figured it out, and let's now connect two strings. What I had to do is I had to change the bow angle even slightly when I moved from one string to another. And in order to accomplish that, I had to use my wrist. Your wrist has to be very flexible, so you are able to change the angle of the bow with a minimum effort. Let's now try playing it together. The same exercise. Eighth notes, D and A, 4 notes per bow. It helps if you manage to turn your cello a little bit this way, so your knees are in such a position that there is a little bit of the angle. It's much easier to reach A string when it's in this position compared to flat position. When you hold the cello like this, then it's just much harder to reach A string. You have to lift your elbow a little bit more. So unless you are going to use C string a lot, it's much better to turn the cello a little bit this way. Your left knee could be a little bit behind of the cello. So you're not squeezing cello like this with your knees, but you keep your left knee behind your cello. Now let's try to connect G and D strings the same way, 4 notes per bow, alternating Gs and Ds. And then we can try the same exercise on C and G strings. If you still have your cello turned this way, that's perfectly fine. Of course, you don't want to touch your right knee with your bow. Once your cello turned too far, you will see white marks on your knee. So it's not a big deal, but of course it's much better to avoid it. string has its own character. Of course, you have to be slightly firmer when you touch lower strings. Just consider the thickness of the lower strings. And do you remember beginning of the lesson when we tried to play without paying attention to the angle? Well, that's how it will look if you play on lower strings. Your bow will be all over the place, too close to the fingerboard with weak, unclear sound, or too close to the bridge, making scratchy sulpanticello sound. Okay, and now it's time to make it a little bit more challenging. So we are ready to play real music. Let's try connecting 3 strings. We'll make it a little bit like a melody using some of the more interesting notes on the A string. My main goal was to keep the bow around the same spot on the string. And if you achieve that, then you'll get much better control over sound quality. Let's not forget about C string. Now we'll use 3 lower strings in the following exercise. Make sure that you set the bow, turning it a little bit this way towards yourself, so the C string will get the highest chance to respond quickly and clearly. All of these exercises will help you to get used to paying attention to your wrist. This is the key for the proper bow position. We will play using idea that your bow is in 3-dimensional world. It's just not a linear motion. It requires different turns, changing the direction. That's much more complicated than it seems to be, but you are going to work on that, and soon you will feel the difference. And now it's time to apply our skills. We will try playing Barcarole by Dotzauer. It is number 47 in the first volume of his cello method, but you don't have to search for that since you remember there is a free download through the link in the description. I'll play for you the top part in tempo 8 note 80. I'm so happy that you got a chance to play this little beautiful piece. And I'm sure that now you will be paying even more attention, not just the quality of the sound, but to the way to achieve that. And controlling the bow angle is one of the most important things you can do. And you can master it only by playing exercises and then applying it to different pieces of music. By the way, if you'd like to play this piece with the second cello part, please consider checking out my Patreon page, and if you become a member, you will get access to many videos I created as bonus videos, which will provide an opportunity to play cello duets and to discover many wonderful cello pieces you might never heard before. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.